Good morning. Welcome to Friday morning's thought for today. Hopefully you're looking forward to a good weekend and time to spend with hopefully family and maybe even some friends, sitting out the back enjoying a cup of tea or coffee, or just being together again in a little bit more relaxed way. We're moving closer and closer, we hope and pray, to a time when we can be more together and more in each other's company. But we're thinking this morning, really rounding off this whole story of Thomas, this whole wonderful picture we were given of this man who disbelieved, as we thought yesterday, couldn't accept what had happened. He missed out on seeing Jesus when the disciples were together. And this whole story of this doubting Thomas, as he's so often called, and I think, as I said already, that I think it's a very harsh term for poor Thomas. But we're looking today at what happens. If you remember yesterday, Jesus has appeared to the 11 disciples. Obviously Judas is no longer with them. Thomas is now with them, not like the first time when Jesus appeared, but Jesus appears to them when they're all together, literally when they are all as they should be together. We're told that nothing about why Jesus came at that time. 8 days after Thomas said these things, Jesus appeared. But Jesus comes and he basically says to Thomas, "Look, Thomas, here I am. I'm standing in front of you. I am the risen Lord Jesus Christ. Here are the nail holes in my hand and the spear hole in my side. Go ahead, put your finger in them and test them. Put your hand in my side if that's what you need to do. But stop disbelieving," Jesus says, "and believe." In other words, let's get this sorted out once and for all. Now, you almost expect at that point for Thomas to go, "Okay, let me just stretch out and I'll just touch. Let me just touch that and I'll see if that's going to make the difference. I put my finger in your hand. I put my hand into your side, and then that'll sort it out for me. I'll be able to do what you ask me to do." But no, instead that's not what happened. Thomas responds like a broken man, and he basically says, "My Lord and my God." And as he says those words, I well up. And I'm sure there were tears in his eyes as he said those words. And I'm sure as he was saying them, the Lord Jesus was looking deep into Thomas's heart and knew his heart. Thomas didn't need to use his hands to touch Jesus. He realized what had happened. He realized what he'd said. He realized how foolish he'd been. And as a broken man, he confesses Jesus as his Lord and his God. That's a huge confession to make. That's a huge confession. Remember, the disciples were still processing this whole thing, trying to work out what it all meant, trying to make sure that they understood who Jesus was. They couldn't believe he came back from the dead, and yet he did. And here Thomas has basically said something that all of them should have been saying, my Lord and my God. And Jesus says to him, "Look, you believe. Have you believed?" It's his question. Have you believed because you've seen me? Is that what it actually took? And if that's the case, well then, you've no reason for not believing me. But blessed are those who have not seen me and believe. And we thought about this during the week. We thought about the fact that those of us who are living obviously in the 21st century, we've never seen Jesus in person. We've never seen him with the hole marks in his hands, etc. And yet we still believe. And Jesus is speaking to us way in the future. He's telling us that because we haven't seen him, we are blessed because we believe. Thomas made that confession. And so at the end of this week, this is just a very short thought for today. At the end of this week, as we prepare for the weekend, can you make the same confession that Thomas made? Thomas had to see Jesus, it seems. Thomas had to see the holes. He didn't have to put his hands or fingers anywhere near them to make that confession. It would be too late on the day of judgment if we suddenly realized who Jesus was and we confessed him as Lord and God. At that stage, it's too late. But it's not too late at the moment. We still have today. This is still today. While it's still called today, there's the opportunity of confessing Jesus as Lord and God. Will you do it? If you haven't already, do it. Please consider doing it. Please consider putting your trust in Jesus. I want to leave you with that thought. Have a good weekend. I'm so looking forward to being back in Killinchy Presbyterian this Sunday after having a Sunday off and then being in Second Cumber last Sunday. I missed you and I'm looking forward to being together with you this Sunday. Hopefully you'll make plans to be there as well. See you soon. God bless.